What's up, guys? Rainer here, back again. This time, new series. This is going to be a Smite redux. I'm gonna go back through the series that I've already started on Smite and do actual appropriate god guides to the new formula on the gods I've already done. First up, Ares. So, if you watch the first guide, you have a general idea of what Ares does. His 1, 2, and 3 are fundamentally unchanged. His 3 now has knockback on minions, which is the Searing Flesh. You've seen it a couple of times. It's the fire breath thing that comes out of his shield. It has knockback on minions now, which allows him to clear lane much more effectively if he needs to solo push or anything like that. His 1 is extremely unchanged. Three chains still. For those of you that don't know Ares, one straight shot skill shot comes out as a chain. If it hits the enemy, you get another free one. There it is. If the first one connects, if the second one connects, you get a third. All 3 of those chains are free. They do damage over time and slow the enemy, as well as give Ares a buff. His 2 bolster defenses gives your allies bonus protections in an area around you. The protections are 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, depending on what level you have. And the CC reduction is minus 30% at maximum. It lasts 8 seconds. And then his ultimate, no escape, you just saw it there. Throws out his chains in a circle around him, pulling all gods to him, giving a 1 second stun plus 0.2 of a second for every enemy god hit. If you hit all 5 enemy gods, it's a full 2 second stun. It's what everyone knows about Ares and what everyone fears about Ares. So, let's get to his item build here. What you're going to want to do in Conquest, start out with Watcher's Gift and then move into Midas Boots. That'll really help you generate gold for your build, because Ares isn't as good as other tanks at tanking. He's a much more damage-oriented tank. So he takes a lot more damage than other tanks would in similar situations. Here you can see the Searing Flesh and how it kind of knocks back the enemy minions, kind of stunning them. So when you're playing as Ares, what you generally want to do is, in Conquest mode, you kind of want to play somewhat passively until you hit around rank 3 or 4. And then once you hit rank 5, you just want to start being extremely aggressive, because you've got the no escape ultimate that'll just get you everything. See, I pull back here and bait these 3 guys into my no escape, drop them right in, all 3 of them stunned. Ao Kuang drops his ultimate, and Jablonke picks up the 3rd. That was a triple kill. No losses on our side. That's an unparamounted value. So I went back to base and started building on my second item here in Arena. For Conquest, your second item you're going to want to build, Sovereignty. Pretty typical. The thing that you need to know about Ares is his passive, Blessed Presence. For every aura item that he finishes, it gets him an additional 30 magical power. So, I mean, I build Sovereignty all the way up to maximum, and it gives everybody that aura that it gets increased protection. And then I get an additional 30 magical power on top of that. So I do more damage and take less damage. Here I get stuck into the Nuwa ult, the old Nuwa. By the time you're watching this, she's been patched and already has her new kit. After Sovereignty, what you're going to want to build is Voidstone. That's fairly obvious for the fact that it gives you increased magical power and magical protections, as well as reducing enemy magical protections when they're close to you. So when you drop your no escape ultimate onto them and they end up right next to you stunned, they have no protections. Another good choice there, depending on what you're laning against. I mean, if you're laning against physicals instead of the typical physical magical duo lane, or if you're doing a solo lane against other guys, you can pick up Mystical Mail. It just depends on which order you get them in, if you need more protection sooner. But you're going to pick up both anyway, so it doesn't matter. So we clean up that area on the side there with Hades, Ares, Nuwa. I help tank on the red buff, and then I back to base here. So I've moved up into my third item of the build, and by this point I am pretty beefy. And with how aggressive I've been as Ares, the enemies are very, very focused on me now. I've put the fear in them, so now they just look at me instead of anyone else, which is exactly what you want. Your goal is not to get kills. Your goal is to get the assists. If you can go 1 for 3, 1 for 4 on your kill trades, that means you're playing Ares correctly. Everyone and their brother wants to focus Ares. See, this enemy Ares walked right into me and just immediately dies. Pops his ultimate and dies. I'm going to die here in exchange. We already took down their Ares, their Hades just went down, and we pick up their Nuwa as well. 1 for 3. That's the way you want it to go every time. Back out in the field here, we're just kind of pushing up with our minion lane. As you can see, we've already established a dominant presence on the leaderboard. We're almost 100 ahead of them. Just because they're scared. They're very scared right now. I'm just kind of tanking these minion hits so Ao Kuang can get his tornadoes up. You notice they're all staying very, very grouped together. They know if they split up, we'll pick them off. I drop bolster defenses just in time for the Xbalanque ult. Their Ares pops his ultimate way too far ahead of his team. The new ult comes up again. I managed to save Ao Kuang just in time for him to step back into the new ult. We drop Ares here. I pop the Girdle of Might, and they finish off Nuwa, and I head back to base to pick up my next item. In Arena here, it's definitely going to be the Mystical Mail, just because their whole team is basically comprised of magical. Hit the chain through the darkness, and then pick up the kill on Ares. Beautiful, beautiful kill there. I'm proud of that. Hitting that chain through the dark is hard. So they've got their 3 guys standing here. Ares comes out. They get a 4th. I drop my ultimate down. Ares drops his right behind me. All of the ultimates come down right here on my head, so I immediately die. But we pick up a couple of kills there. That wasn't a great exchange, but we're so far ahead now on the board that it doesn't matter. You can afford to be risky. Drop Searing Flesh here to pick up the minion wave clear, which with earlier Ares before he got that buff, which I think came around the time of the Cthulhu skin of Xbalanque, or no, Amuzen Cobb, that now he can clear minion waves with some efficiency. He never used to be able to do that. He used to just get smashed by the archers. You can see here in Arena I've built the Breastplate of Valor. It gives me the extra mana early game and allows those cooldowns to happen. So your final item that you're going to build is Witchblade. Witchblade will help you against those assassins by slowing them down and increasing your attack speed. Anyway, they surrendered. Thanks for joining me for the new series of Smite Gods Revisited. And I'll see you guys next Sunday with another Revisited God. This has been Rainer. I'll see you next time.